Welcome to another video on game development with Asha Kanksha Foundation. In today's video, we learn how we can create the start and end scenes and use the different UI elements such as buttons, panel, etc. to create these scenes. Okay, so let's start creating the start scene. So for that, we go to the scenes folder and here we click on create scene. So this new scene, we're going to name it as start menu. Let's open the scene and it comes out to be completely blank. It's just like the scene that we had initially when we were creating our level 1. So that's our scene. Let's zoom it in, drag it to the center. Now, what do we want on this scene? We want some UI elements. We want to add some text such as the game name or the option to start the game, etc. So for that, we're going to first add a canvas, and before add, like we can directly add a panel which adds the canvas as the parent. So this is going to be our background, and either we can keep the panel background to be plain, or we can basically change the image of the background. So it has set a default image, but we can probably set our own images here. So I'm going to search for the sky tile that we had, and let's set that as the background image. And we can make the color to be transparent. Yeah, so it's come out to be the original color. And now basically what we have is this is the background, and we have to add some text elements. So now we're going to introduce a new type of text, which is Text Mesh Pro. In the score section, we had used the default text, which had a little blurred quality, like the quality of the text was not very good. So we're going to use Text Mesh Pro this time, and we'll see. So this is our canvas, and we'll see that the quality of this package is much better. So in case you haven't imported it, you can import it from Unity. So I'll just show you the page. I'll add it in the description. So now let's start with the text name. So the first is our game's name, which is say Coin Collector for now. You have better functions here like bold, italics, etc. There, like you couldn't apply multiple of them together. So now you can, and everything is much better with this Text Mesh Pro. So you can also do another thing, that you can basically center align this text, which would make it much better. So I'm going to center align it so that placing it is easier and it's on the center of the screen. Increasing the width of the box. So that's how the title of our page looks like. Let's add the start button. For that, what we have to do is again just add a child called button, which is of type Text Mesh Pro. So it already creates a button with a nested object called text, and we'll go to text and we can rename it to say start. I think everything else looks fine. So you can explore all these settings on your own regarding the different formatting, etc. For now, I'll just teach you the basics. I'll make this bold for it to look good. Yes, that seems fine. That seems enough for now. So we have this coin collector and the start button. Now let's see how we can change the scene on clicking the start button. So for that, we're going to first create a script as usual. And let's start with creating the scripts. So we'll name it Start Menu Controller. Opening it in VS Code. Okay, so we can delete the start and update functions because that's not what we need right now. We need to first create our own function. So that should be public. So that is one important thing that you should keep in mind. And now we'll create the function called play game. So, and what this function should do is it should tell the scene manager to move to the next scene. So for that we need to import the scene manager, and that is done using Unity Engine.scene management. In the play game function, we are going to use the scene manager that we just imported and call its function called load scene. This function has two implementations. One takes in the integer, which is the index of the scene, and the second takes in the name of the scene. So one way you can load the next scene is just say level 1, and that would do it. So, and the other way is you have to first add all the scenes to the build settings for both ways. And here we have a start menu and level 1. In case these don't appear by default, you have to basically drag in the scene and just drop it here. You can see the index of the scene here, 0 and 1. So the other way is to just basically directly write load scene 1. So we're going to use this, and let's try it out. And how do we actually apply this? So what we're going to do is we're going to name this canvas to be our menu, and we're going to apply a script to this menu which will control the R button. So that script is, what is the name of our script? Start menu, right? So we're going to add the start menu script. Now we go to button, and here in button we can see that there is an option of on click. So this is going to control what happens when the button is clicked. So we're going to add another element. In the none, it shows that we have to drop a game object. So we'll drag the menu game object, drop it in here, and we have to select the function of this script of the game object that is going to be called when the button is clicked. So we go to start menu controller, and that has this function that we just created. So it's supposed to have that function. Let me just public void, so I didn't name the function correctly. Okay, so now we go to the start menu controller, and we have the play game function here. Right, so let's try it out. We click on start, and it loads our game. Seems pretty perfect. Okay, so now what we want to do is after the player dies, we want to show a play again screen, or like just an end screen. So for that, we'll create another scene. We can actually, there are two ways. One is you create two scenes, and one for if the player wins and one for whether the player loses. Or the second way is you can inform the this other scene about whether the player won or lost, and that is a little too complicated. The third way is you show whether the player won or lost in the level 1 itself. So once the game gets over, once the player we destroy the player, we also show a screen of whether we also show some text of whether the player has won the game or lost the game. So right now we'll just make an end game scene which shows an option to replay the game. So for that, we are going to again create a canvas panel, and in the panel, adding the image. The sky image. Okay, so again we need to fix the transparency. Right now this is how the image looks. We go to the color and make it 255 again. So now we will add the end scene. So that would be game over. For that we'll add some text. In the text box, position it properly. Bold. Make it center aligned. And finally, we'll increase the width. Looks perfect. Now we have to add the some two buttons, one for uh, restart game. Yeah, just I think one button should be enough. Just restart game. In the restart text mesh pro, or restart just I think. Again, we'll add the same script. This is end menu controller. Apply it to canvas or the restart button itself. It's your wish. You just need some object that has that script. Go back to the button and add on click. Drag in the object, go to the start menu controller, and you have the, sorry, we wanted to add the end menu controller, not the start one. One second. Got added to the restart script only, and here we'll add the restart. It has an end menu controller in which we'll define the functions. Let's go back to VS Code, end menu controller.cs. Delete all this because we don't require a public function. So public void restart game, and what this should do is it should go back to level 1, which means a scene manager dot load scene. We specify the index to be 1. So this scene management that we learned you can make multiple levels, and whenever a level gets completed, you can upgrade the scene to the next level. Like you can create different scenes for different levels, and once one level gets completed, you can shift to the next scene using the scene manager. So it would use the same approach. We'll select the function, restart game. So if we are on this scene, what we want to do is restart would just go back to this scene. So now let's go back to the level 1. And here in the player controller script, what we want to do is once the player dies, we need to shift to game over. So here in the kill, we don't need to destroy the player or anything. We can just shift to the next scene. Scene manager dot load scene 2, and we're going to put the end scene at the second position in the scene manager. So that's why I've added that index. Oh, that got added. Going back, so here we are at the build settings, drop in the end game. Now we go back to start menu. So this is where we are initially. Let's start the game. We go to start, we start playing the game, we get out, we go to game over, and we can restart. So these scenes seem complete now, and our game looks very realistic. We can add some amount, we'll see in the next videos how we can add some amount of delay or some explosion or something when the player collides with the enemy. So here, when the collision occurs, we're not showing anything. Like it just suddenly goes to game over. So we in the next videos we learn that. So in this video we finalized our game by adding the start and end scenes. We can restart from the end scene and we can start the game from the start scene. I would encourage you to add some other features such as adding some info related to your game on the start page, etc. when you design your game. So we also learned how we can use the different UI components such as panels, buttons, etc. And I hope you found this useful.